my name is Joan Landis. In this course called Alleviating Anxiety, we expect you to have already completed Course 1 and Course 3, the course about top-tier thoughts and also mindfulness, magnificent mindfulness that can help you with your coping skills. And so those need to have happened first before you go into this course on anxiety. Why is that? Because we want you to know some things about anxiety and secondary emotions in general before we zero in on this one in particular. Plus, we want you to have some coping mechanisms already in place. The breathing, the progressive muscle relaxation, the guided imagery, those kind of things so that you know how to de-escalate yourself. Because with anxiety, we're going to be doing a few things that can kind of jack you up, right? And so we want you to know already how to take care of some of that in the moment while we dig into some more things. So you need to make sure you've done those 2 courses first, the prerequisites that we list on the site, okay? This one is called Alleviate Anxiety. And the lesson, this lesson is about mood charts, okay? So with mood charts are a very, very important tool because they help you start really noticing what your triggers are, what your reactions are, where you might be when this happens, and also the small little shifts and changes. So on the site, I've posted a link to a mood chart, and I would like you, if you are going to take this course, I would like you to copy out that mood chart at least for at least 3 pages, maybe 5. I'd like you to complete a mood chart every day for at least 3 days. 5 is better. But if you'll do that, that's really, really going to help. Okay, so what's the mood chart look like? Well, it's in 2-hour increments, okay? So every 2 hours, we need you to just kind of take your emotional temperature, all right? Just kind of think about, all right, how am I feeling? And, things like that. So it's in every 2-hour increments all day. And then it has different columns for different emotions, okay? Not just anxiety, all right? But it has a column for depression and anxiety and anger and happiness and things like that, okay? And in each of those columns, what we want you to do is choose an appropriate column for whatever emotion you're feeling in that 2-hour period, okay? Can you choose more than one column? Yes, okay? Do you want to choose all 10? I mean, you can. It just takes longer to rate all of the different listed emotions. But what we want you to do is at least 1 or 2 of the emotions that you've had that 2-hour, that you're having in that 2-hour increment, we want you to rate how strong it is on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? So was I feeling anxious? Was it a 10? Was it a 2, right? So you rate the amount of that emotion, and then you also put down how many minutes about it lasted, okay? So if it lasted 10 minutes, if it lasted an hour and a half, go ahead and write that down. And then there's also a column for like miscellaneous. And so if there's something on there that we don't have listed, like I was really hungry, or, just something like that, regretful or whatever, go ahead and fill in that blank and, rate how intense it is, and then also how long it lasted, okay? And then other notes that are very important that we want you to jot down in the assigned spaces are anything that happened in those 2 hours, right? Any triggers that you can identify, right? And then also along the bottom is this idea of what big things happened that day, What big events occurred? Did you get in a fight with somebody? Did you fail at something? All that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of information that you are gleaning about yourself and putting on that page, okay? So why do we do this? There's a lot of reasons why. It helps identify triggers and patterns of triggers that you might not be aware of, okay? Right now, maybe it's just like, oh, I just exploded at my kids, or, oh, I just got so irritable at my wife. Well, we want to start noticing the little things, the little precursors that go into that, all right? So this is very, very important to start noticing patterns that you have. Maybe you look at your mood chart and you go, oh my gosh, I have a lot of anger in the evening. For some reason, I am really, really arguing a lot and I'm criticizing a lot. And, you know, one of my clients that was his pattern. He was great all day at work and then come home and just really lean hard on everybody around him. And no one wanted to be around at night. And so, you know, even that pattern, knowing that is very, very helpful because we go, okay, what's happening at night? You know, are you just tired? Do you have expectations about coming home to this, you know, Walt Disney family and reality hits? You know, do you take that time to try to connect with your spouse, but they're busy and tired, and so you feel really upset? What's going on there, right? So the patterns of triggers are very, very important. The other thing that we want you to notice is how many emotions you have, right? You're not just feeling bad. You could be feeling irritable. You could be feeling, happy. You could be feeling hopeful. You could be feeling regretful. You could be feeling, vengeful. You could be feeling optimistic. Whatever. Okay. And it never hurts, and I think I've said this in other courses, it never hurts to get on the internet and get a list of different emotions, right? Get a list of 50 or 100 different labels for emotions so you have something to label more closely what you're actually feeling, okay? So that's the second reason, is to start noticing the array of emotions that you're feeling and be able to identify them better. Then the third thing is to start noticing, after you do it day after day, sometimes when we have some issues in our life, we kind of globalize it. You know, it's a cognitive distortion that says, my whole life is yucky, you know. And one of the things that's really useful about this chart is that after a few days you look at it and you go, well, you know, the anxiety only occurred for like really 15 minutes. Or that depressed feeling really was only like an hour and a half. The rest of the day was okay. And so it starts putting these negative emotions in context. That you look at the reality, and most of the time you go, oh, this isn't 24/7. This is a few awkward moments. This is a few awkward hours. And it does not have to, affect my whole life. And so that's the third reason, is to be able to put this stuff in perspective and notice that often it's just not really that long that we're experiencing it, but we have a cognitive distortion that says, oh my gosh, the whole day was ruined, right? So there's very, very important reasons to do a mood chart, and this is a great way to start just tuning into things for the first little step. And if you will do that for 3 days minimum, 5 days would be great. That would be fantastic. We want you to do that. And then share on the forums what you found out. Did you discover a trigger? Did it just confirm the triggers? Did you notice something about the way you act out or how it shows up for you? This is really important information. And as you share that with people in the forums, then you can get support and insight and even just noticing yourself. Oh, wow, okay. And now we can move on to the next step. So have fun with that for a few days and then come back and we'll learn a little more. Anyway, see ya. Bye-bye.